Wassail, beautiful people. Delphi. I'm going to the springs, and it's fascinating. I keep wanting to tell you about the noise of the cicadas and how they're sort of clearing the brain. And the road's completely empty till I turn on the video, and then cars go by. Let's just go down here and show you the amazing view. It's so funny, there were no cars at all. Stop all cars. So, this cicada noise, it's almost like a frequency of the natural world trying to enact a clearing of your brain, clearing out the patterns so that you can receive your messages from the psychic realm through spirit. So, I'm walking down to the springs where the priests and priestesses used to gather to cleanse themselves before their sacred work. I'm going to go into the main site tomorrow very early before all the tourist buses arrive. This was the first Castilian fountain source with the benches down into the chamber. There used to be maybe 4 lions' heads delivering the water, and all around the edge is water, and that water is being delivered just down here. Then in the Roman period they built the rock of the fountain, or the fountain of the rock. I'm going to go in search of that next. Just here in this crevice off the edge of the road is a fountain that seems to have been plugged shut, and yet they talk about how it's still meant to be running so that visitors can come and cleanse before entering the temple. Just feels like they're letting dirty people in. Not found any running source water yet, and I'm running low myself, expecting to fill up. But here is some Roman sarcophagi. I'm kind of done with the dead at the moment, to be honest, so just get everywhere, don't they? Little donkeys come to see me. Hello, donkey. How are you? Hello. I don't have anything to give you, I'm afraid. Hello. Oh. What a comical day. So, I wanted to find the running spring, and that's where the bath was, couldn't find the rock fountain. Found the next spring that was blocked. I then set off on a road to go to another spring I was told about where you could swim and do a full baptismal cleanse. Couldn't find that. And I walked in searing heat with my shirt over my hat for 3 hours up a mountain. And I finally managed to get somebody to stop and give me a lift. And he took me to the nearest town. I went in to buy some water and I showed them the photograph of the fountain I was looking for. And she said, it's in Delphi. I went, no, I've just been in Delphi. That's where I've come from. She said, no, it's the paving. And she told me where it was. So that's where it was 3 hours ago. And here, I walked past this and I don't know how I missed it. It's icy cold and it's beautiful. I guess it's a lesson in how veils can be put over something. That was not here this morning. I walked right by here on this pavement to go there and show you all the old fountain. So, these were the waters that pilgrims, priests, priestesses used thousands of years ago, and it's really cold and beautiful, to purify themselves before working with the oracle energy. And I've been out all morning, past amazing places in olive groves, wanting so much to get the decks out, but I couldn't do it until I'd found this spring. And I had to go on a 3-hour trial in Apollo's sunlight before coming back to this place and being able to cleanse. My feet from all the walking are absolutely, it's icy. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it's delicious to drink. Although while I was drinking it, an American woman over there was shouting at her family about how they should have tried the water, put their hand in it, and then declared she wasn't sure that it's suitable for drinking. It's delicious. It's holy, sacred water. So this is all part of the complex going all the way up the mountains. But what's really weird, since I've been in that water and cleansed and gone on that long walk, it's like all the veils, all the curtains are being lifted so that I can see everything. I mean, seriously, that fountain was not there this morning. I was being sent on a task to show my determination to see inside, I wanted to say the mind of Apollo, but look, I don't know how important Apollo is. It's to do with, it's named Apollo, but the energy I understand is it's the light in the darkness. It's the inspiration in the ignorance. It's given many names, but it is, well, it is inspiration. It is all these wonderful things, but it is also a frequency of love. This is fascinating. Just across here, I'll bring you across and show you. So here, some fabulous Corinthian column top. It's very busy along here because this is the pathway that leads between the Delphi site and also the archaeological museum. Also, everyone's really kindly walking at me. There's the entire path, but they're all just walking at me. Never mind. I'll just keep walking forwards. It's a massive path. You can walk anywhere on it. So I've just stopped by this sarcophagus. It's from the second half of the 2nd century in the Common Era. Let's take you just down here so that you can have a look at the side. This is that motif that we saw in Gozo, the sleeping goddess, and in Malta. Or maybe I didn't show you. But it's the theme, the sleeping goddess. And it's very strange. I keep picking up an energy of abuse around this, so I'm actually not going to hang around it. It could just be modern abuse in that in 1831 they found this, dug it out, and now it's just left exposed outside. And it was the requested last resting place of somebody's human body. Okay, so I'm walking up this valley and the noise of the cicadas. It's just reminding me when I set off this morning, there was an energy of abuse that I was running into. It had gone from my mind. But when I was first at the fountain, there was a Dutch guy chastising his daughter, and it was a very strange dynamic between the mother feeling she wanted to act as a calming frequency, and the humiliation of this young girl, you know, in a public space, wasn't necessary. Well, maybe to them. And then I walked past a camper van, and within inside there was this sudden burst of teenage younger girl energy again, and screaming, shouting. I don't know yet what that means, but it's something I'm going to have to stay aware of. Oh, that's deep. So I'm going to just show you down to the Aegean Sea, and this is Delphi. It's so funny. Extraneous noise is a big energy today. I got back to the hotel, and I knew I had to just sleep, and I imagined that maybe it would have an incubato feel to it, and that I would have some kind of dream that I could interpret as part of today, but it was a completely dreamless doze. And when you have those non-memoried sleeps, it's usually because your coding and your biome are working together, or your biome's working to recode you. And I have my bottle, I'm going to have a sip of the sacred water. And this is part of tuning in. So pilgrims would come to the oracle, you know, many thousands of years ago, and they would rest. They would take their time, they would arrive early. There was no sense of rushing things. The oracle originally only spoke on one day in spring, that was the 7th. And then eventually it seems to have been the 7th day of each month. And so there would be gatherings, and there would also be people that would queue to have their moment with the oracle, and then they would be disappointed. And so today I didn't take my divining rods, I was the divining rod, and I was being led a merry dance, but also being tested. You know, how much do you want to really tune in to this sacred oracle space? You know, doing what I do here on this channel, this is a very deeply precious frequency, and there are things I believe I'm meant to do here that will unfold together later, but they're very strong in my mind. But to do that, I'm channeling this energy, this information. To do that, I have to become one with the frequency of this place. And in the past, I go to many places and I just tune in. But this is about being one with the oracle. And that's not something you do quickly. I'm here for a week. I think I have to keep cleansing and drinking. I don't even know if I'm meant to go to the oracle tomorrow. I might just go to the archaeological museum. I'll know when my cells have adjusted that the oracle's ready to receive me, and that's frustrating for someone so incredibly cardinal. I did a reading very early this morning, just asking about the energies of place. And I haven't yet decided whether, because it was a photograph with an audio file, I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to put it at the end of this, or whether I'll email it separately to Liffruma subscribers. I'll work that out later as I'm editing. But when I came back, when I woke up, I pulled a few cards. Oh, you see, now they're putting more things in my head. So I got this sense of numbers, streams of numbers. They come from the fact that people used to roll dice as part of their way of understanding their oracle messages. But there's something about the number streams have for a long time now been caught in a loop They're playing the same numbers out. They're not transforming, and that's why we have these key numbers that we keep seeing in synchronicities. It's like it's caught in the physical now. It's caught in the realm of humankind. And these numbers keep playing out. And yes, they do have divine moments, but their coding has got stuck. They're not offering their completeness. Anything else before I carry on? So I came back and I pulled cards from the deck. It was quite windy when I returned, and I didn't want to lose the deck because I'm quite high up. I didn't want them to blow away over the balcony. The first card out was a repeat of the first card from this morning. Flursa, the flow, and that is the divine flow, and it is a divine flow, but there is something coming, something transformative that will shift the coding of the messages we receive. We're already receiving divinely inspired things, but the energy of what inspires us has been caught in a loop, is the only way I can describe it, and that's due to unblock and flow with new inspiration. It's like it's a new dragon coding. So with this card, they were showing me this as being the vessel of the Saturnian heart that came up in the Athens reading at the Parthenon, and that we're flowing in, but it's not combining, it's not joining properly, so it's almost just spilling out, and that spilling out of emotions is another of these codings of anxiety that you don't know about because they were in the morning reading. So maybe I will put it at the end so that you can understand the importance of the frequency of anxiety to our being. And then the second card that came with it was Ophalagu, which was again talking about we are the physical heart vessel. The consciousness is our higher elven self, trying to become one with this vessel, the two parts of our heart, higher and lower, coming together. The two parts, there you go, see? The two parts of the heart becoming one mirrored entity within us is what's coming in with this change in the oracle frequency that's coming. It's like the unblocking of static. So the next two cards, Sunsteder and Liff. Now, right now, the music of the spheres is creating a moment to unfurl new codes, new messages, and they're not just the codes in the psychic realm. They're new codes within the body. They're unfurling something, a new blueprint, and it's very rarefied. There was an energy of 3 that was very strong in the Sunsteder card, and it was to do with partly the heart, the lower heart, the higher heart, but then the third energy is this oracle energy that works with you and your higher elven self to bring this third element, this energy that becomes like a heart, a Triskelion heart. And then, it's so beautiful, bliss and comfort in the now. It's such amazing, beautiful energy. I don't know what to say about that other than it's almost like this is the new message. There's something about where the oracle frequency all over the world has been, there's been like a stranglehold on it. It's not been flowing and bringing in unintended consequences again. You'll see that at the end. I'm going to have to put the video on here. It's not bringing those unintended consequences. It's been stuck in a pattern, a repeating pattern, and humanity's been repeating a pattern. We've lost the truth behind the vast, wondrous energy of inspiration. But it is coming back. It's being freed so that we can all experience it. So I'll put the photograph up now of this morning's reading. And it's interesting, the readings I'm doing, the first one was not about being visual, it was about tuning into the sound. Because there's something very important about the frequency of sound and the oracles. And then this second one, it is visual now, but it's still not in the space of the Sibyls and the original oracle frequency. So anyway, enjoy. Wassail. I'm in Delphi. I woke at 4 and I waited until the dawn light came up, but not yet the sun. I came out onto the balcony and I sat with the Liffruma and the Alchemy of Astrology deck. I took the Liffruma deck and something inspired me to just hold the whole deck upright on its side, let go, and just let it fall open. And it fell and revealed 2 cards, truly magical, Flursa and Ken, 6, 7 and 6. So it's like a mirror of 13, but the flow of the divine spark. That's the point of everything to do with oracles. That they're meant to be, the word I'm hearing is inspirational. They're like to inspire humankind. And then I took the Alchemy of Astrology deck and it didn't want to do the same thing, and there was a sense that I was being told it's it's currently a work in progress, it's an incomplete oracle. So I shuffled and Phallus and the moon came out. So Phallus is 4-8 and the moon is 26, and there's a wasp and it won't leave me alone. It keeps going around my head and it's crawling on my back, and I'm just letting it do whatever it wants to do, but it's triggering vibrations deep inside my body, like something so tiny can overcome your whole body. It's giving my body like a form of ecstaticism, but it won't leave my ears alone. It's really, really freaky. Oh, please leave my ears alone. Now there's 2. I really don't like it at the moment. but it's trying to show me how there's an energy of stress associated with the very earliest moments of this oracular magic that took place. So Follis is 4-8, the moon is 2-6, which is 8, so we've got a 4-8-8. There's something about the law of unintended consequences was deliberately opened. That's the point of the universe, the multiverse, the many different dimensions. Is it seeking unintended consequences? It's like a psychically sophisticated bomb of endless inspiration that just drops in to go and open the veil. But the moon is like, it's almost like they're showing me prehistoric humans and their everyday lives, and they have a sense of being alive, being in tune with their environment, but they lack this spiritual, psychic sophistication. And so that's when the energy of the oracle sounds, the elven light shining through, begins the process of inspiration. Then I continued to shuffle, and Libra, Eros, Vesta and Rot came out. Libra was very much talking about the notion that it's not so much the gifts that we came in with, but the gift that came in. It was like a cardinal new thought. So it was almost like at some kind of point when the oracle first opened, it was to arouse, it was to inspire. And it's got this sublimation frequency, and they're now saying that the sublimation is like, they talk about the vapors that the oracles imbibed, but that doesn't seem true. It's psychic inspiration, and what came through was this energy of love, because it's Eros, so it's like from behind the veil, from through a dimension, from another realm, came this energy of love to inspire. And then it had Vesta, and Vesta was coming across as like being impassioned but formless. That's the important part about this energy of Vesta. It's the formlessness of inspiration. It's a threshold that was opened, and it has this idea of being a many-layered focal point of epiphany, followed by rot, because it was trying to bring in inspiration to transform the old patterns of survival. So bringing in the notion of new philosophical endeavours. And then in the final row there's Elks, Lecce, Andwoodness and Swelgeness. So Elks, with all its multi-layered different tonalities of speech and voice and colours the singing, the chuckling, the screaming. It's like it brings in an ability in humankind to transform and to clear the pain of survival. Survival was a very bloody task. The day-to-day gathering of things to be alive, and it was to bring in a new now, the unembroidered now, something that couldn't possibly have been understood or witnessed. The wasp's coming back now. Hello, Mr. Wasp. Please don't sit on me. I mean, I know it's a message, but it is a message of anxiety. It's like this inspiration. I keep getting this thing where when this inspiration through the veil opened, this energy of inspirational, unintended new pathways, it comes hand in hand with the birth of anxiety and futility, and that's how we grow. That's the whole point of what takes place in the evolution of beings all over the cosmos. And it ends with Swelgeness, because the whole point is it's to change the patterns of the past. It's an inspiration. It's a growth point. So there's a very strong energy in the last column. And columns are now coming across as things that hold up a roof, things that protect us, and how the early oracles were outdoors. It was all about the natural world speaking and showing auguries. But we create columns, we create secrets, we create darkness through which the light, whether it's Apollo or Vesta, because behind Apollo is Vesta. And there's something about with the records, the sparse accounts of what went on here. There's this sense that the earliest forms of the Sibyls can't be verified, and so you can almost say they didn't exist. I get this real sense that when the archaeologists are looking beneath the temple for evidence of earlier temples, I just get the feeling they're looking in the wrong place. So maybe I'll take my divining rods out with me today. See whether we're led anywhere in particular. I want to go to the spring, first of all, and connect with the notion of purifying, preparing. That sense of it's purifying thoughts, it's purifying ourselves, it's purifying our coding, it's purifying through the energy of love that is coming through this oracular portal. So that's just my first read from here. It's interesting that it wasn't about capturing it visually on video, but just a photograph and a sound file. Anyway, Wassail.